Okay, so what's up? We only have one microphone, and it's first ever podcast, which is really weird. I feel insanely weird talking to people that aren't really there, and you're here. Like, I feel better about it if it's just me. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I feel more comfortable because you're here, though. Like...
Okay, so it's not weird for you.
No, not at all.
Okay. So there's some adjustments we're going to have to do with the microphone. So if you keep seeing me move the microphone, don't worry about it. Because this one right here, we got to watch and make sure it's picking us up.
So sorry.
Anyways. So I guess I'll tell you again, because we did another clip of this. But basically... this is actually a microphone that's never been used before, brand new. So I had to figure out how to set it up, and I feel stupid because it told me to go to a link, which is a website, and like download it. And I was like, it was like requiring Mac 13.5, and I have a 15. And I'm like, it should work. Little did I know, I just had to scroll down a little bit. So I feel stupid.
Once more, you're fine. Like, you're learning and everything. Just like how I'm with this mic. But anyways.
This mic.
Leave my list out of it.
Okay, so because of that mix-up we had, we couldn't do the podcast when we first linked up, so we went straight for the gym. We went to the gym in the building I used to live in down the street. I still have a key, a fob, and they don't know about it. So this girl right here has been an acrobat for 14 years. So she's the person to go to for stretching. So that's what we started with. We did some stretches. And then I worked on a little bit of core, and I did some back rows, and like I said before, I don't know, with some weights. I don't know what the core exercise is but like you lay down and you move your legs from side to side. So what did you do?
For me, I mainly focused on lower body, and then primarily did the Stairmaster bike, and then sadly I cannot do any hip abductors because the machine was not there. But
yeah, we ended up coming back to the building I live in currently because they had kind of better machines. Yeah, this girl right, she's trying to build her glutes. She's trying to get a bigger butt, and I'm trying to get a flatter ab type stomach and just bigger arms, not muscular, but just, bigger. How do you feel about that?
You said she needs an ass. She's building it, but she needs it. Essentially.
Anyways, so, yeah. What made me wanted to start doing this, not that I want to do it consistently or frequently, like I'm just gonna do this and see how I feel about it. If I want to keep doing it, then I'll do it. But I watched these guys on YouTube, Shits and Gigs, and they're really motivating, and they were like talking about how you should just do stuff, so I'm doing this just to see how it goes.
But yeah, like
we don't have topics, but I'm thinking of some now.
As we're doing it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I kind of brushed over like our goals for the gym, right? And I was gonna dive into that a little bit, but we kind of talked about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I could tell you something funny that happened.
Is it about the guy?
No, it's what Shadow did. My cat. My big black cat. So this was like a night or two ago, and I was standing at the sink. I was doing something, and so Shadow gets up on the sink next to me, and he's there for a little bit, and then he jumps behind me, aiming for the hamster. Wow. Wow. Aiming for the hamper. Aiming for the hamper. And you know how my hamper is?
The way both made sense.
Because he's a cat. The way my hamper is made, the lid is very flimsy and it can go down. It's not like a hard lid. And so I'm cracking up because he was aiming for the hamster. And I just heard hamper. And I just heard and I look behind me and he's gone. He's nowhere in sight. Yeah, he fell right into the hamper.
I just went.
It was so freaking funny, and like I just saw his head peek up in his arms because he was trying to jump over, and it was just pure panic in his eyes because he wasn't tall enough to jump out of it, and so I had to pick him up and put him down, and once. Oh my god! I went to my mom and told her the story. I was cracking up. Like he disappeared. Like I saw him jump and I looked and he was just gone. You don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. What is there to say?
Have any of your pets done something stupid like that? Because that made me think Shadow was real stupid.
Kind of. Like, I remember taking Sparky. I have 2 guinea pigs. Sparky and Bear. Mm-hmm. Ouch. Rude. Dang. I know you.
Thinking of a dog.
Okay.
I was thinking of a dog because Sparky is the dog's name.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But yeah, no. I remember me taking Sparky to my bedroom for the first time. Him deciding, he was still. Usually he's very chill. Like, I can hold him for like an hour straight and he's just chill. Mm-hmm. You know, he decided, you know what, let me just go a little off the rails. And quite literally, please note, this tiny little guinea pig, like, barely 6 months old, so pretty small, like, just decides to leap off my bed in the corner. I heard him thunk against, like, the heater, and then thunk on the floor. I'm like, ah! Because he did that to himself. He did that all to himself.
How far was the distance?
I'll say about, like, this far. He had a mini leap. Broski leaped to nothing. To literally nothing, because it was just a wall. To literally nothing.
He said, I believe I can fly.
And he failed.
Tremendously. You said thonk, and that took me out. Thonk! Not a thunk, thump. No, you said thonk. I've never heard that before. But yeah, these rodents, man, they're like, they want to end themselves.
Typically, it's hamsters, though. It's not guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are usually chill. Like, they're, okay, aren't they like the closest thing to a capybara on top of it? And they're like the most chillest animals ever. And yet, you know, hamsters, okay. Guinea pigs, though? No.
You're right. I noticed that, like, there's videos on TikTok and stuff, and it's just, like, hamsters doing the craziest stuff, and it's like, honestly, I get it if I were them, because their lifespans are, like, 3 years. And so it's like, I don't have that much here. Why not just end it all?
So if you were a hamster, you'll be suicidal.
I would just not be scared to... Because it's coming. It's going to happen quickly, too.
So no self-preservation?
Nope. Well, it's not going to happen quickly, but it's going to happen soon. And they have no concept of time, so it must really feel like the end is near.
Okay, but they don't know. The thing is, they don't know, like, how we do. They don't know that their end is near. They don't know that.
You're right. But if in some like parallel universe where the hamsters were like self-aware, they would be severely suicidal.
Okay, no. Because, okay, rats also have a very short lifespan, but they're the most loving creatures ever. Like, they're very smart. They're really loving. Like, they're, like, I cannot get one because I'll get too emotionally attached. I already know. So I can't ever get one.
That's very white of you to want a rat.
Yes, it is. Your point?
I feel you. I think that hamsters are just how do I say this? That one person in the bunch. You know what I'm saying? That's just wants to end it all. Yeah. It's just like a dumpster fire.
The way I know so many hamster horror stories.
Tell us one.
I remember at one point, like, what was it? Someone talking about how their hamster got loose, whatever, somehow, like, got behind the oven or somehow, like, with the oven and literally burned alive. Like, I'm telling you, the hamster horror stories.
So, like, did they see anything? Like, did they see what the hamster looked like after?
Yeah! Because their oven had problems and stopped working because it would, like, be chewing stuff.
So what the hamster look like after?
They did not provide a photo, so.
You didn't ask them? They didn't describe? Like, was it just bones? Was it char? Like, were they shriveled up?
No!
Okay, never mind. Change the topic?
The fact you wanted specifics into this poor hamster's death.
Because I saw a video on TikTok of a hamster who got caught behind an oven and they were able to get him out. And you said, like, he didn't survive this one. So it's like, now I'm curious what that looked like.
Broski did not survive. But
I don't know how she does it because I could not have a guinea pig or rodent. I really want one. Like, it would be nice to have, like, a guinea pig or, like, a ferret. I don't know about their lifespans.
their lifespans are pretty good. Aren't they like 8 to 9 years? But they're pretty good. The only issue with ferrets, though, specifically, is that they stink.
I was going to say that, but you had the microphone. Yeah, I know ferrets stink. And you know how I am. I would be bathing them consistently. So I feel like ferret perfume.
Bathing makes them stink more. The more you bathe, the thing is with ferrets, the more you bathe them, the more they like, I want my odor back. So they'll produce more of it. Like, they'll produce more of it.
What if it's like a dry bath?
Yeah, no, they still stink. It's just less.
Okay, so ferrets are out of the picture. You know, I used to have hamsters and guinea pigs and all that, but I was very little, you know, and so I think it would be cool to have one, but I can't bear having an animal getting attached to it and then it knowing it'll be gone from the earth.
Okay. Guinea pigs that can last 4 to 7 years. So it's a decent lifespan for a little rodent. Like, it's a pretty decent lifespan. Like, my guinea pigs are still going, like, and they're going on, I think, this is their 3rd year? So it's about to be their 4th year, and they're still kicking, like, very happily.
So they're actually, like, halfway through their life. That's good. That's not a bad thing. I was really thinking of, like, 3 years because I guess all I really know to compare it to is hamsters. You see?
Yeah, no, guinea pigs live a lot longer than hamsters. That's why I chose once more guinea pig.
Yeah. What else? Oh, you were trying to tell me something about what you have to do tomorrow or what happened, and I was like, save it in the car.
I know, yeah. Pretty much, I'm transferring to a university, and pretty much I'm going to a offsite, like the main campus, and there's a little like branch offsite of it. So I'm transferring to there. And so I had to sign up for an orientation for that specific campus. I'm trying to call the main campus because I'm like, oh, the main campus probably knows because, you know, they're the main campus. I just want to check, like, oh, am I on the list and everything? Talk to the first girl. There's no list. But let me look into it. Let me call you back. We're just gonna ignore this now. you very much.
Oh, I was looking into the light right there, and so I'm seeing the texture everywhere. That's why I was like, huh?
Okay. You let your eyes recover. Oh my. But so yeah, I call the first girl to the main campus university. She doesn't know anything. Okay, let me direct you to like the program department, I think, because they'll probably know. She calls me back. Apparently she doesn't even work with the university. Somehow I ended up there. I ended up talking to a lady who didn't even work with the university. She's like, I'll call you back. Why? You don't work with the university. Why would you call me back?
Does she have connections with the university?
She said, I guess not. Like, clearly not. Like, don't know how I ended up on her line, but I did somehow. So, yeah. So I called the main university back, be like, hey, like, try another department. Like, hey, do you know? Like, oh, yeah, there's no list. There is no list. But it said send up. There is no list. Okay. So I called the off-branch campus thinking, okay, if the main campus doesn't know anything, then the off-campus will obviously know something. No. No. Once more, there is no list. Please note, I was not crazy because I eventually did end up finding somebody on, like, the 5th call that I made. Like, and finally she confirmed I was right and everything, and I was chill. But, again, 4 calls that knew nothing. Like,
I bet you felt like you walked into a different dimension or like a parallel universe.
No, I felt like I was surrounded by idiots. Like, because why is people in every single department, how do you put a branch department that didn't even exist with the university? Like, I somehow ended up there, and I still cannot find my answer.
And the thing with, like, nowadays is, like, everything's online, too, so it's harder to get in touch with people. So when stuff like that happens, I feel like it's more likely for stuff like that to happen. Somehow it happens more. And it's like, why?
Oh, no. Of course, for each call that I would make, again, 5 calls. Of course, for each call I had to make and everything, it was like, oh, please select a number. Please select this number. And it would be, like, 2 or 3, like, numbers before I can actually talk to an actual person. Of course. Because you know how it is. So.
And they typically transfer you to one number, and then they're like, no, we got to transfer you here. And so you go to 5 different departments. Mm-hmm. Get it together. Y'all, for real. Get it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was my little story. But, so.
I'm trying to think. If you could learn any language that are not like the main languages, which is like Spanish, English, Mandarin, what would it be?
I would probably say, I don't know the exact like name of the language, but you know how like Pompeii and everything? Whatever language they spoke there. 'Cause, okay, there's so much still left from it. I would love to be able to read it and like be able to truly understand like what was happening. Because again, it's literally a city frozen in time.
That's actually cool. Okay, I can give it that. Would you?
No. What about you?
I would probably choose Latin. I don't know if it's like a main language or a popular language, because I would say it's not, because not many people don't really speak it. You know what I'm saying? It's not spoken. But I would choose it because apparently that's the basis of all languages. So it's like once you understand that, you can understand other languages. But the question I was going to ask you is, would you want to live in Pompeii? Obviously, before, like way before all that stuff happened.
I'm assuming you're talking about like at least like 200 years before that happened. Like, I would need like my like great grandkids that they'd be affected, but not like my kids or something like that. I'm sorry, you know I don't want children.
Yeah, but probably like you die and then it's 50 years until it happens. Everything erupts.
Okay, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I started thinking about how like women were treated back then. That's why I was like, are you sure? So if you take that out of the picture.
Well, preferably, if I could choose like any point, it would probably be ancient Greece for obvious reasons, considering like they had the most, or at least the most progressive back then and everything. Not to mention the Library of Alexandria. Hello. Not to mention the Library of Alexandria. Are you joking me? And then seeing all like the statues before they got like like beheaded or anything like that, like, hello.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. There's it's like 7 wonders of the world that are current, and like the ones that were 7 wonders of the world like in ancient times. I would love to be around to see those. Those would be ridiculous. I think we need those back instead of the ones we have now.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, especially the ones that are in the Renaissance era. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That, yes.
Okay. So, what else?
What time period would love to live in?
That's a good question. I would choose a lot of different ones. One of them definitely be the 80s or 90s, like 80s to 2000s.
Okay.
But if we're talking way in the past, Rome, ancient Rome, Greece, or Egypt, that would be cool. But I would have to be royalty. Like, there's no...
You just have to be of royal blood.
Yeah, because people that they lived horrifically. And in movies and stuff, it's always the royals that you see, and their stuff is amazing.
Oh, 100%. For me, preferably I would want to be in the Victorian era. Obviously, as like not lower class, because heaven to Betty. Okay, no, not for this new thing, because of Egypt and everything. Because you know how they used to eat mummies? No. Oh yeah, it was a fine delicacy, like for Victorians, that was to eat mummies and everything. They'd have mummy eating parties. That's why there's such few mummies nowadays. There used to be tons, but they just literally ate them all. So yeah, I'd want to stop that, preferably, because for obvious reasons. But so yeah. Any words? Comments, concerns, questions?
I didn't know people were eating. That's actual cannibalism. And I know cannibalism was common in history, but that's ridiculous. I feel like that's on another level. Eating mummies?
Victorians had a very unique relationship with death.
You did say that. And I know some facts about that. But like, mummies... How do I say this? As a process of becoming a mummy, they would wrap or spread some sort of like mixture on the body. So if you're eating a mummy, you're tasting that. So can you imagine? It was probably mad salty.
Preferably not. Because I would preferably not wanting to be eating a person, even if it is like hundreds of thousands of years later. But still, that table is trapped.
It's trapped, but it's gonna fall. Like it's falling right now. I'm gonna take my cup off of it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just flip it to the side. There's people walking by staring at us. I'm used to it.
It's fine.
If you could be a professional at any sport in the world, what would it be?
I'm gonna say acrobatics. That or contortion. Like.
But you're into that. Like, you've done that. You have experience with that. Are those twins? Those are twins. Twins just walked by. Arm in arm. But no, like something that you haven't done.
Something that I haven't done? Because, okay, the reason why I say acrobatics and everything like that is because, okay, imagine being, like, at the bottom of, like, a 4 or 5 person stack. Like, or being able to, like, throw somebody and literally them going, like, 3-4 people high practically, doing a million flips and then being able to catch them like that. Like, yes, I've done acrobatics for a while and everything like that, but I never got to that level. It was like, I want to get to that level. Because also, like, there's back handsprings, all that kind of stuff. Because, like, there are tons of positions where it's like, oh, you can be in a split, like, holding somebody. Or, like, just tons of positions. I would love to be in that, you know?
What's stopping you from doing that now?
Well, okay, 2 things, actually. A lot of, especially gymnasts, I don't know about acrobatics, but typically, at least for gymnasts and everything, they stop around their mid-20s or like, after high school and everything because the body simply just can't keep up with it. It's such an intense sport, it's hard to keep up with it. But, so very rarely do they go on past that. But.
I say, try it. Don't go too hard, but like days that you go in the gym, why not brush up on some skills and learn new skills? You know what I'm saying?
Specifically for acrobatics, you need 2 people minimum. But also for acrobatics specifically and everything, typically you can only really do it if you join a team, and then I'll be doing it like 14 to 17 hours every week.
What you were doing in the past.
Yes, but not in college.
I get you. So, okay, you would like to do it, but it's kind of out of the picture. So, what else?
Probably aerial silks. Do you know what that is?
It's like strings that you hang on and do stuff. Like just flip and kind of what we saw at the Paranormal Cirque. Yeah, okay. We went to the Paranormal Cirque. We love horror and stuff. She likes it more than me. Or I'd say you have a higher tolerance than me. It's not that I get scared, but like, oh, I'm accidentally turning the volume up and down. But it kind of like, it mess with me. Put me in a dark headspace, so I try not to watch it at specific times and stuff like that. Dang. Let me think.
What horror movie has affected you the most?
Jeepers Creepers.
Why?
Because I saw it when I was like a toddler with my sister, and it was Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get them from? Or something like that. That song messed with me for years.
Oh my.
Have you seen that movie?
I've actually not, no.
I think you will actually love it. Like, I really think you will love it. But also, it's kind of, the settings are very similar to around where you live.
Okay, just for some context, I live in like the middle of nowhere. Like, I literally live around like 2 cornfields. There is nothing there. But a lot of movies typically take place around near I live. Like, for example, Strangers, where there's really like nowhere for a minute. Like that, yeah. So I'm kind of used to that.
I know, but I feel like there's something very unsettling about this movie, and I can't distinguish if it's because I saw it so young or if it's genuinely something unsettling about it, because it really shook me. I don't even remember what it's about. I just remember like 3 different scenes, and like I know at the end of the movie, there was a guy and a girl. I guess they were dating, and he captured them and just massive holes in their body, and so like the camera was panning to like their body, the holes in their body, and they were hanging up like this, and you can see through the other side.
Okay, so is it like what is it? Terrifier kind of level of gruesome? Have you seen those movies? Okay, pretty much Terrifier, I believe, is like one of the most horrific, gory like films I've ever seen. Like, literally, I remember at one point, I think it was this movie, they were sawing a girl in half, and literally you just see right down the center. What else? Or like, have you seen Saw?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Okay, Saw is pretty much a series about where this old guy who has terminal cancer and everything, he would catch people, like bad people, or what he deemed as like, oh, bad people. Mm-hmm. Which, please note, not all of them were bad. Some of them are just really depressed. Or like, literally, one girl just tried to kill herself, and he's like, you're in here now. And literally sets a bear trap around like her face. And she had to, I think, cut somebody open to get the key to release it from her in like a minute. like that kind of stuff, like very gory, like yeah. And Terrifier is definitely more gory than that. Like I'm gonna have to watch Saw series with you because I personally love it, but
I saw like maybe 2 Saw movies when I was like in elementary school with my friends. But I didn't really pay attention to them, or it didn't really stick with me. So I just remember one of like there being attached to a toilet in a bathroom or something like that. That's the only scene I remember, or the guy coming out on a bike. That's it. But I know Jeepers Creepers, from what I remember, it wasn't gory. It was just the end. You saw that, and that was it.
Okay. So it was like a bad ending. Okay. You know, it seems like you did Saw 1 then, if they're attached to toilets and everything. It's Saw 1, yeah. Especially with, like, how young you were. And, yeah. Definitely Saw 1 then. Because Saw 1 wasn't really that bad. Like, yeah, they were attached to a toilet and all that kind of stuff. And, like, yeah, I think, like, one guy cut off his leg. But it was like, What? That's, like, the only thing compared to the other Saw movies?
One guy had to cut off his leg, but it was like, That's what you did. It was probably, I think it was Saw 1, because we were trying to do a marathon, watching them all. Didn't finish that. I do want to see the movies, but God, I have, you know this, I haven't seen Halloween. I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that's the one with Freddy Krueger. I haven't seen Jason. All of them.
We're doing Saw first, because I love Saw, first off. Have you seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre at all? Okay, we need to do that one too. I believe it's that one where he would like skin the people's faces and wear them as masks and everything. What else? You know, I believe Halloween, he just stabs people. It's not really too much except like big scary guy, stab. Big scary guy, stab. Yeah, like there's some other like killer scenes, but for the most part it's like him stabbing, I believe. But yeah, we're definitely doing Saw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then definitely Halloween.
I've definitely seen horror movies, and you know this, but I've seen like more indie ones, not well known. Like there was this one called, I think it was Triangle, and it was like they're in a Bermuda Triangle on a boat, and they just had to keep killing people over and over and over and over and over and over, and their friends and stuff. They got out of it. Then Pookie on Hulu. It's a kid's toy that becomes massive and is a killer. There was one on Hulu about this lady's dog was a killer. I really liked this one. It was like teenagers in a house playing a board game, and they had to follow whatever the board game came up with. Kind of like Jumanji in a way, but then like some of them went out and to like open the door. They were like, I'm not doing this anymore, and they left the house and it was just black everywhere, like it was just a void, and then they died.
Please tell me the name of that one. That one's really good.
I'm telling you, I really like that one. Hulu has a lot of good horror movies. I'm telling you, those were on Hulu. Like and they're intriguing, more thriller, but they're not scary at all to me, so I think you'll like them.
Okay. For me, I like any horror movie except like, you know, like Psych and everything, you know? No, because, like, okay, I remember seeing this one horror movie from, I think, like, studios, like, A24, and pretty much it was like, oh, man, have you seen that one? Pretty much, literally, she goes to this town, and all of the characters are this one man, pretty much. There's 2 actors, her and just this one specific guy, man. Yeah, no. It was like, I didn't really follow it too good, so that might be not why I enjoyed it. But no.
I can't do psychological thrillers or anything psychological. Like, I watched Death Note, but I struggle to get through it because it messes with my mental. It just puts me in this mindset. Like, not a mindset, but like this head of space. Space of head. It puts me in like this mood where I'm just like down. I don't like it. But I finished it. The same as Walking Dead, 13 Reasons Why. I also watched Blair Witch Project, but I thought it was based here in Montgomery County. it was a fake movie. I thought it was real.
Oh.
It's not. But it was a great production, so they did a good job. Oh no, the lights turned off. Some other horror movies too. I just can't think of them, but yeah. Any show recommendations?
Not really. Are you trying to fix the lights? Okay. Yeah, no, not really too much. 'Cause again, I mainly do watch movies primarily. I don't really do shows that often. But I do love movie series. But like Fear Street, we need to finish Fear Street.
Yeah, we're on the third Fear Street. That one's. I feel like that one's the most interesting of them all. Not today. It's already like.
I know it's already dark. It's already dark too. Probably.
It's 9:00.
Dang.
Wow, that's crazy. We've been talking for 36 minutes straight.
Oh my.
American people cannot do British accents. We can't. We're actually horrible at it. We sound slow, but like British people can do American accents easy. And I understand it because you just have to articulate everything.
Yeah.
That's it? You were going to take the microphone and say, yeah.
Didn't you pass it to me? Or
I don't know.
I thought you passed it to me. That's why I'm like.
Passed it to you?
My lisp, bro.
It's okay. I have a lisp. A little bit of a lisp, but I have one.
I feel like mine's worse than yours though.
Yeah, but you can hide it. I can't do anything about what I have. You see what I'm saying? You can mask it where it doesn't sound like you have one at all.
Really?
Yes.
In what words?
Okay, say Christmas naturally.
Christmas. Okay.
Naturally, don't hide it.
Christmas is one. It's not one of the words. It's stuff like, hypothesis or like. Exactly. That's what. Yeah. Hypothesis. Hypothesis.
See, you can hide it.
That took all my brain power.
Because that's the only word that you really struggle with.
It's also kind of shown up in random words as well. Like anything with like an S or like a TH.
Cool.
No, like princess. I've said it so bad in the past before. Literally, I've been like, oh, like the princess. Imagine flirting with somebody. Imagine flirting with somebody and being like, hi, princess. I would die.
The ick that I would receive. The ick. I would be utterly disgusted by you as a whole.
Valid.
Oh, hey, princess. It's like that dude on TikTok that's like, it would be very nice. Do you know what I'm talking about? What does he say?
I don't know. All I got was just like, it would be very nice. That would, no.
Toddler Talk 101. Teaching the toddlers vernacular.
See, this is why I avoid certain words. Like, no.
But your S's are sharper than mine, I feel like.
Oh, I think so too. Okay. Yeah. But in certain words, again, you've seen the words I struggle with, so.
Hypothesis.
Yeah.
Christmas. You said something about Christmas before.
Yes, but that one's like less often.
Okay, so your brain's like, let's turn on the unable to speak switch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got it. That's what my brain did today. I'm so tired. I would get a Monster, but it's 9:00. I didn't know that it was 9:00 at night. I thought it was like 8. If that was the case, I would have gotten a monster.
We started at 8, but it just took a minute.
I have really bad luck. What did I? Okay, do you remember any bad luck story I've told you?
I remember like we were hanging out in your car, just decided just to stop working.
Okay, but that happened to you too. Twin, where have you been? To clarify, neither of our cars stopped working. Our batteries died, and we got them fixed. So we're all Gucci, hopefully.
Okay, yeah, but yours wasn't like our second time of hanging out. Like,
you know what? We're not going to talk about that.
like mine was in like 2 to 3 months. I think 3 months of us hanging out and knowing each other. Like,
Fixing the mic.
Yeah.
Fixing it. Is it working?
I gotta fix these nails. But oh my god.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no. If I had a full set on, most definitely. Cause like,
look at these cakes.
literally, like
Is it nails or cake?
nails.
No, that's how you would be.
Oh. Yeah, no. Cause okay, this set, just doing the decorations and everything took me hours.
Out my waist, my hip, my side, whatever it is. I had the table shaking.
Okay. Oh my. Okay. That's something like she said that kind of moment, but like, or he said that kind of moment. But anyways.
What is this, The Office? Are you Michael from The Office? That's what she said.
I'm just saying. You said that you don't say those jokes too. Like, you did that twice to me just today.
I don't remember. Anyways, I'm not denying it. The lights keep turning off. Ah! La 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 la. Me 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 me. Me 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 me.
You act like we don't have the giant light below.
I know, but it was brighter with those lights. Is this thing on? No, it's just me 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 do 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 do. Do you know what song that is?
No.
Back to it. We're gonna end it on that note.
That was a sure sign that we should end it, but
The leg to the table just caved in and the table went. So this was fun.
it was. Thank you for having me here. But
I enjoy speaking into a microphone. I just feel like it's cool, like I'm in a studio, like I'm making some music. Yo, hey. Today was a day. And I don't know what I'm gonna say, but it's okay. Because your turn.
No. Please continue that lovely melody that you had and were creating.
Oh, okay. Me 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 do 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 do. Headphone users, I'm sorry, because I might watch this back with my headphones in, and I'm gonna be hating myself.
I bet you will. Yeah.
Because I gotta somehow figure out how to edit this. I have to somehow figure out to bring the audio and the video together. Y'all can hear me. Like, I'll be able to hear myself on the video like this. But I'm putting the microphone in it so I can just hear the microphone.
Yeah, because I know this audio is better than not audio. But
anyways, good night.